Welcome everyone back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. My name is Ss3 here. Today we have a lot of stuff that has come through. So we don't have anything as it pertains to the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie characters. We don't know anything about that, but what we do have is we have an awakening for a couple of free-to-play units. Well, a few actually, I guess, because we also have the Trunks there. There's a Mai. I don't know anything about her yet. And then we also have an LR Yamcha. You don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels to see Tien, Chaozu, Piccolo, which I don't really mind Piccolo, Yamcha and Puar all get LRs before Krillin. What's up, man? Where's Krillin's LR at, Bandai? Please. Come on now. Yamcha also does Spearhead, a brand new category, which sounds eerily familiar. They call it combination. It's either like duos, group fighter, whatever the case is. Long story short, this category, you guys have probably seen me do this video where you use units that have multiple characters in the art. And here we go. So you got the Metacooler and all of his squadron back there. It doesn't want to load. This guy's finally in a category. DBZ Space is getting ran down. Everybody's on DBZ Space right now. But the the Vegeta and Bulma units are finally in a category, by the way. Unfortunate part of this, though, is that they're not really in a category, but they are, but they're not, because it's not really a great category. It's only 100% up. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. So huge shout out to the Reddit and all that stuff. Per normal, we have the translations from them. I could fight with the Google Translate, but I'd rather not. But to begin, huge shout out to DBZ World here. He does have a couple of videos that are up. Task Manager, stop it. All right, so we're going to take a look at the super attacks for these units, and then we'll transition into the breakdowns as well. So okay. Is that an Ss3 Goku? Hey. Okay. All right. I feel it. That is directly from Dragon Ball, too. That is directly from Dragon Ball. That's dope. The whole locale is, actually, too. Roga Fufuken! Alright, so what is this? Oh, this is a TUR probably, right? Yeah, I'm out here with a bunch of super attacks. I'm assuming this is the SSR now. So what he did was he showed the LR, then the TUR. Yeah, he did. And then back to the SSR. So moving on, we're going to take a look at the Android 18 and Trunks while we're here, though, before we proceed. And we'll talk about these units in just a moment as well. This is all this kid stuff on the side. What the heck? Oh, my goodness. That Trunks looks dope, man. That Trunks looks so good. Still the exact same super attack. Can we not? Can we not? Can we have a respectable Super Trunks? Maybe he is that, and we'll see. We are not about to play that. All right, let's go ahead and refresh, see if anything new has popped up. So another thing that I wanted to do in this video is last week, well, not within the last week or so, I talked about how there was a strong chance that they could EZA hopefully both of the Gohans to just kind of do it and just get it over with. And they actually will be EZAing AGL and Physical Gohan as well. So there's that. And of course, the EZA JANEMBA is a part of this download too, so we know what he does, and we're going to see how that compares to my prediction that I put up a couple of days ago. So if you didn't check out the prediction, pause the video, check out the prediction, and come back. We'll see how right your boy was. All right. He says he's out right now. It's all good, Goresh, if you're listening. LR Yamcha and Puar, Awakening of the Wolf. Combination category gets 3 key and 100% to all stats. Very solid amount to get for quote-unquote free-to-play. He should be the next local reward, if I recall correctly, or just a world tournament. I don't know, but nonetheless, he is from the tournament, it seems. Moving on. Causes colossal damage to the enemy and lowers defense with the 12 key, 18 key, massively lowers defense. Okay. Still pretty trashy, but it's okay. The passive skill, attack and defense plus 20,000 when launching a super attack. Further attack and defense plus 10,000 when launching an ultra super. When there is a Pepe Gal's enemy present, Yamcha will be stunned guaranteed. Okay, so He's gimmicky. I think all the Yamcha cards are gimmicky too, but this one's particularly gimmicky because of his fear. Oh, not really fear, but how shy he was in the original Dragon Ball series. So if you don't understand this, he couldn't really talk to girls and all that stuff. Far from the ladies' man he became in DBZ. Well, supposed ladies' man. Anyways, moving on. Links are rival duo, guidance of the Dragon Ball, speedy retribution, infighter, incredible adventure, shatting the limit, and legendary power. So, I'm trying to think when this would be relevant. I don't really think this is relevant at all. I don't think this is relevant in like 99% of the content in this game. So don't worry about it. Naturally, just gets 30,000 attack and defense when he launches a super. So there's that. All right. Now the Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta. Well, Majin Vegeta, Ss3 Vegeta, whatever. So they are awakenings of the battlefield units. So this one right here, etc., etc. So they've actually were talked about last night, shown their super attacks on the official Twitter page and stuff last night. I didn't pull that up, so forgive me. We're gonna come back to these guys, but let's come back over here, take a look at what they do. Super class gets 3 ki and 90%, greatly raises defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy. By the way, this Goku is now, and of course the Vegeta, they are now the best, quote-unquote, free to play, because of course you do have to. They're free because you don't have to summon for them, but the caveat is you do have to probably summon for the units that you would use to acquire them from Battlefield. Anyways, moving on. They are the first in-game units, is what I'll call them, that have this high of a super and extreme class leader skill. This is 40% higher than units like AGL Rose and Physical Vegito Blue. This is where we are, ladies and gentlemen, where the free units are able to get to this point. So this is awesome. I like this a lot. This is really cool. Especially you could take them as a friend or whatever the case is. They can be solid sub-leaders, etc., etc. And the most recent iterations were 120, so like this isn't too far off. 30% is a huge deal, but I mean, like, for again an in-game unit, that's pretty cool. So passive skill: attack and defense plus 40% for 4 turns from the start of the battle, and defense plus 30% for every attack performed. Okay, 40% attack and defense for the start of the okay. For every attack performed, he gets 30% defense with a maximum of 120. And plus 30% attack for every attack received up to a maximum of 180. Okay, now I get why they have this, and it's only for 4 turns, because this is an insanely high cap. It really sucks these guys have the 3,000 in the potential system. I believe I was going to give them orbs, and they had that, and I was like, I don't know. They're still worth it, particularly if you don't have better options, but I was like, that really sucks, man. They'd be so good. They'd be some of the best TURs in the game if they had better stats. But anyways, moving on, here's the Vegeta. He's going to be the offensive variation of this. Greatly raises attack for 1 turn with supreme damage. That's another thing that holds them back, but that's a little bit of a nitpick. Attack and defense plus 40% for 4 turns at the start of the battle, and defense plus 30% for every attack performed, with a maximum of 180, plus 30% to attack with a maximum of 120 for every attack received. So same link set. So here we have JANEMBA. So JANEMBA's Easy A. Leader skill changed to being 3 ki, 90% to int types. That was obvious. Super attack. Immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense. It literally didn't see a change. I figured that would probably be the case, except for Supreme to Immense. Nothing else happened. It already had a gimmick there. His passive used to be 5,000 attack and defense while guarding against all attacks. Now it's attack and defense plus 70. I thought it was going to be 80. Okay. Guard activated against all attacks. When guard is utilized, gain a medium chance to avoid enemy attacks for 1 turn, and attack plus 40% for 4 turns. Okay, so here's the deal. This is the new stuff. I figured they could add something, some sort of like conditional secondary effect to his passive, because it seemed very vanilla to just have the 80% in guard against all attacks. That's what I thought was the safest option, but I did mention in my predictions that they could do something conditional like this, and they did. So as far as this goes, the way it's translated makes it seem like whenever he's able to block the enemy's attack, he then would apply those buffs. So, or the ability to dodge or whatever the case is. So this is interesting because he would be able to pick up the attack plus 40% for 4 turns. That's, if you've seen anything with, like, I believe LR Beerus does it too. If you've seen anything with, like, the LR Int Vegeta, where they have to get hit every so often just to keep reapplying that buff, this unit has one of those passives too. It seems like, right? 40% for 4 turns is literally enough to have him show up a couple of times on rotation. So there's that. Other than that, though, the medium chance to dodge the enemy's attacks, that one only lasts for the duration of that turn. So once he gets hit for the rest of the turn, he'll have a medium chance to dodge, is what it sounds like. As opposed to, like, if the first attack's a super attack, he has literally no chance of dodging it, aside from the actual potential system dodge that you would give him. So there's that. But ultimately, though, I think Janemba's really good, and unfortunate for STR Janemba, it wasn't going to be very hard for this unit to eclipse it, and he's just going to do it. He's just a better unit in general, offensively, and definitely defensively too, because he actually picks up defense, which I don't believe the other one does. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but even if he does, I think this one's just better. The increase to stats that he has and stuff like that, he's too good. So here's the Trunks. Buster Cannon raises attack and defense by 30% for 3 turns. This is a old World Tournament reward, so there's that. It causes supreme damage to the enemies. Belief in power up, own key +3, and attack and defense +80%, and high chance to gain an additional 50%, and high chance to gain an additional 50% defense. So he's got one of those passives where he could trigger one of these additional buffs, could trigger both, could trigger neither. But he's got a very high cap. Again, it's unfortunate because links leave to be desired, such as prepare for battle, fierce battle, things like that he wouldn't have otherwise. The category is just meh because it's hybrid Saiyans only. I mean, he should have Future Soccer, right? Anyways, moving on. The biggest issue with these free units is that they don't have access to the higher stats, but he's a very solid free option nonetheless. So we also did get an update for Android 18 here. Super N-types get 2 key and 60%, raises defense by 30% for 3 turns, and causes supreme damage to the enemy. Her passive, high chance to avoid enemy attacks, and attack and defense plus 60% for 3 turns after receiving an attack. Now, she has no sort of awakening. She could be the regular World Tournament reward. That wouldn't surprise me. What are your orb stats? Yeah, she's free to play. She's not a summonable unit, so she could be that, and Yamcha could be the local. I'm guessing that's what it is. I could be missing something. So let's go ahead and backtrack all the way to the EZA Gohan and the other EZA Gohan. So initially, this guy raises attack for 3 turns whenever he launched a super, had supreme damage, and then when he was above 30% HP, he got 80% to his attack. So let's take a look at what happens to him through and through. Energy of all attributes. So all types get 3 key and 40% to HP, attack, and defense. The passive now changes to being own energy +3. So he gets 3 key at the start of the turn and 100% attack up. And if HP is 80%, defense plus 40% more than in the defense plus 120. Oh, he's got one of those depending on how much. Okay, so let me go back here. This is why I said I could fight with Google Translate, but meh. So he gets the 3 key 100% attack. Also, it says HP 80%, defense 40% more than in the 120% defense up, and HP 70%, 79% below up. Activation is always only one time satisfaction. What the hell? What the hell, Google Translate? So it sounds like it's saying, depending on the amount of HP that you have, he gets varying defense increases. So if you're above 80%, you're going to get the 120, and then below 79, you get or the other way around. The above 80, you get the 40%, and then below, you get the 120, which would make sense to me because you'd be able to tank a little bit better when you're lower on HP. So ultimately, though, pretty solid awakening. And we're going to refresh towards the end to see if there's any sort of change as far as like adding what these units actually do in there. So the AGL one had a mechanic, I believe, where with the key meter, he was able to get additional key and then stuff like that. So let's see what happens here. Or super from like, yeah, there it is. Attack plus 80% when he had 6 key or more. So let's see what happens. So AGL types get 2 key and 70%. When the energy meter is 6, he gets 40% defense and 100% attack. So they're pretty much the same unit. Just different mechanics, but pretty much the same unit. And then the rest of the whole, like, HP 80% or more, defense 120% up. When HP is 79% or below or more, triggers always, only one satisfaction. I got to figure out what the trigger always is. It seems like this one, though, gets the defense in a different way, though. So he gets 40% and 100 attack, right? When HP is 80% or above. and energy meter is at 6. So HP 80% or more, he gets 120% more defense. So looks like he caps out at 160 defense. This is kind of weird. I don't know. It's very weird wording, so forgive me for that. But we'll see if there's any other hosts in here as far as like what happens from Goresh. Unfortunately, there isn't. Well, no, there is. I didn't see that. There's the Gohan, and is the other Gohan in here yet? He is not yet. But let's see how close I was with the AGL Gohan. So his super attack raises attack for 6 turns and causes supreme damage to the enemy. It did not previously raise attack. It actually stunned. So they took the stun off. Okay, that's there. I mean, I don't blame them because stun is honestly crap in a lot of situations. Oh, this is like kind of a cross between physical Gohan, isn't it? Because this looks like, yeah, this is both at once. I think he's still working on this. Old leader skill, AGL types, and then all types get, yeah, this is kind of like both at once. Let's see this passive though. This is the physical version's passive. 3 key, 100% attack, defense plus 120% when HP is 80% or above. Defense plus 40% and perform 1 guaranteed critical hit when HP is 79% or below. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so these units have guaranteed crit chances. Wow, that's really good. So you don't get as much defense when you get lower on HP, but the 80%, 79% threshold isn't too hard to maintain. When you dip below, you get a guaranteed critical hit chance. And the other unit is going to be doing the same thing. Probably has, honestly, the same exact passive, just based on the key meter. But again, it's kind of mismatched here. I'll refresh to see if maybe he made any sort of changes. But altogether, though, I'm excited. I'm excited. So those Gohans will be EZAing very soon. I'll leave a link to this post down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Huge shout out to the Reddit and Goresh once again. I appreciate all the work that you guys do for the community. Have an awesome day, everyone. And I'll catch all of you in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.